What's up, fellas? Welcome back to Loadout EDC. I've got my flashlight arsenal right here. Everything that I actually use is right here from my collection. So now if you're seeing this video, there's a reason. It's either I sent you here because these are the flashlights that I use the most, you're asking me for a recommendation, this is what I would suggest. Or the YouTube algorithm pumped it out, and I appreciate that. So stick around, I'm gonna just do a brief rundown on all the flashlights, what I like about them, what I use them for, and I'll also have links in the description below. So to kick things off, this is the Tale of Knives Mini Bandit 2.0. This is my everyday carry wallet. So this is the wallet that I carry with me all the time. The reason why I like it so much is because I can carry my cards, my cash, a pen, a multi-tool, and of course a flashlight. So the flashlight I have right here is called the Streamlight MicroStream. This is the USB version. It runs 50 to 250 lumens, and there's not much to it. It's just a single click to turn it on, or if you do a half click and then a full click, you get the 250 lumen mode. So there's two brightness modes. You can do the momentary and then click it on to keep it permanent, or you can do a little half double click and then put it in its full continuous mode. So two different brightness levels, 50 and 250 lumens. Sometimes it's a little bright for me, but it works perfect as an everyday carry flashlight. Now say for some reason I'm not carrying that wallet and that flashlight. This would be my next best bet. This is the Manker EO52. These names are sometimes a little bit crazy, but what I like about this is that it's a warm color temperature. It's a little bit bulky, but it's super sturdy in the pocket with this nice pocket clip. Not too expensive, but honestly, the best thing about it is that it's a nice, warm, even color temperature. So this is AA swappable. I have a AA battery, but you can also have the lithium ion battery in this, and it gets you up to 800 lumens. The next flashlight that I would be running is the Nitecore MT1A Pro. What I like about this flashlight is it's a pocketable spotty flashlight. If you can see, that is a very spotty beam. This thing actually throws very far. Now the selling point of the Nitecore MT1A Pro is that it's got a very spotty flashlight at 800 lumens and can throw up to 250 meters. Crazy for a little pocketable flashlight like this one. So next on my list, I've got the Workhos HGO3 and the Olight O-Clip Pro. Now I like both of them, so it's tough to really tell which one I like more. You're gonna spend about double the cost on this Olight. It is about $40, while the Workhos HGO3 is much cheaper at around 20 bucks, give or take on the sale. So the things that I like about both of these, what I like about the Olight is that you can easily flip between the spot, the flood, and the red beams just by this little dial switch on the side. Really easy to change modes. And what I also like is that the spot is very spotty and also super bright. It's bright enough for what I need it for. I don't need anything crazy. It's 500 lumens on the flood, 380 lumens on the spot, and throws about 120 meters, which is really good. Now the competitor at a little bit lower of a price point, we've got 320 lumen flood, 680 lumen spot, and 180 meter throw. And what they claim to be a 95 CRI rating on that color temperature, I don't believe it. It's a decent color temperature, but it's got a very green hue. I would not say it's that accurate of a color temperature. Now, the spot is actually very bright. I will say that, but it's not as spotty as the Olight. So if you want something that has a very tight beam, I would say go with the Olight. And if you want something that's got a more floody beam, this is the way to go with the HGO3. Both great flashlights. It's really just depending on what you want to use them for. So next I've got the Wubin PL01. This is a flashlight I would suggest if you want to put it in your shirt pocket. Say you work in the automotive industry, you always want to have a pen light or an inspection light on you. This one is stupid bright and really nice color rendering. Great accurate color temperature at 5,000 Kelvin. Just a nice even beam. It's got a pretty good spot to it. Very easy to switch between the modes at just a half a click, but it's just a click on and a click off. Really, really simple and a crazy good price point. This also takes AAA batteries, or you can use it with the included lithium ion battery that is rechargeable through USB-C. Really nice touch there. Then we have my workhorse flashlight. This is the flashlight that I take with me every day at work. This is the Olight Arcfeld Ultra. What I really like about this is it's easy to switch between the modes. You've got the light here, a laser, and then a UV light, which they did also come out with a new version of the Olight Arcfeld, but I don't have that in my hands at this time. But what's crazy good about this is it's durable. It's going to hold up in any conditions. I've already put it through its paces. and it's actually very scratch resistant on this coating right here. Obviously you're seeing there's a little bit of scratch here, a little bit of scratch here, but that's not the material that really matters. It's actually this, which I don't really care about patina. If it does, great. If it doesn't, whatever. But what I really like is that it turbos at 1400 lumens. You have a laser pointer and a UV light. It's got a magnetic base, so it's really great for work. It's just an overall solid flashlight that's very pocketable and thin. Now the issue with the Arcfeld is it is premium and it's at a premium cost. So it's $120. Sometimes you can see it for around $100. But if you want to stick around the $20 to $30 range, you might want to just go with this one. This is the Workos HD01 UV. They also make the regular HD01 and the HD01 Pro. Personally, I would go with the Pro, but this is the UV version. It basically does the exact same thing. Mine doesn't have the laser, but the Pro one does. It's about the same brightness and pretty similar beam. This one is 1200 lumens at max, but it also has this little side light. So you can use this probably more versatile than the Arcfeld. What I really like is it's just a nice floody beam. It also is magnetic, so you can stick it to any surface. It still has that reversible pocket clip. It has basically all the same features at a smaller footprint and way cheaper price. So if you want something that's a true everyday carry light without breaking the bank, this is probably the way to go. Also, it's USB-C rechargeable. This one is not. It's magnetic recharging, and the new model actually has USB-C charging, but this one does not. So I'd probably just go with the Workos. It's a really good route to go. All right, so this is probably my favorite category. This is the Loop Gear SK05, and this is actually one of my favorite lights that I have to this day. So this is what I would call the multi-purpose category, just because of how many features these flashlights have. So to start out, it's got a mechanical lockout mode. So you just flip this dial and you can put it in all different modes, but this will not fire off in your pocket if it's in the lockout mode. You flip it over one and now you are in the flood mode. Flip it over another, you're in the spotlight mode, and flip it over one more, and now you've got the side light mode. There's one more mode that isn't talked about in here, but it does have USB-C charging. Not only input, but it does USB-C output. So you can output to your cell phone, you can output to any of your devices. Basically, this is a handheld pocketable power bank with all these crazy features and up to over 4,000 lumens at max. So if you actually press and hold, you are getting 4,000 plus lumens. This also has turbo mode. You can just put it in its low mode, double tap for turbo, flip it over. Now you're in turbo in the spot. So you've got flood and spot at full turbo really easily. Now they've made some updates. So this is the original version. And we are finally onto a brand new color, which is this nice deep blue. I'm not sure what the name of the color is going to be called, but here's a couple updates that I can tell you about. This dial has been upgraded. It's a more comfortable feel, more sturdy clicks. It has better texture here on the side for easier grip. The best thing that I like about it, when you press the button when it's in its lockout mode, you know it's locked out because it's going to shine red, but it's a dual purpose. So you know it's in lockout mode, but you can also use it as just a little ambient light. So it's really convenient that way. It also has this nice pocket clip that you can reverse, so you can make it a deep carry, or you can carry it like a backpack carry. This is a great emergency light. There's many great features built into it. So you got some strobe lights right there in case you need to do any signaling. Something that I don't like to show because I don't personally use these features, but it does have a full array of RGB. So you can get every single color in the rainbow. I really do like amber and red. Those are my favorite colors to use on this flashlight, but even putting it in any of the white modes is also good for me. It's really easy to use. You can just flip through the modes very easily. And one thing that they added in their OAL version is this little glowing feature in the head of the floodlight. So as far as multi-purpose, this is the next light that I would use. The Wubin L1 is something that I definitely see as a good working light. And the reason why is because not only do you have a nice warm color temperature floodlight, very accurate color, but you also have a spotlight here on the top. Now, these are reversible, so you can make this flip around, and now you have the warm floodlight on the top and the spotlight facing forward. But think about it this way. This also has a magnetic base, so you can stick this virtually anywhere and use this as a nice tool style flashlight, and you can aim this exactly wherever you need to use it in a room. So it's really nice for if you're doing any electrical work, say you're working on the ceiling and you need to aim this spotlight at the perfect position, or Maybe you need to hang it upside down from somewhere and you need a spot down. You can choose the exact angle that you need to give light to wherever you're working on, whether it's flood or spot. So this is probably my most versatile tool when it comes to lighting in working conditions. It's really easy to just change it out, flip it around, and you have both of these switches here on the back. You've got USB-C on the side. You have a nice pocket clip. It's got a magnetic base. I really don't know what else you could ask for in a light like this for work. Awesome workplace flashlight. So the next one that I wanted to cover is the Workos TS26S. Nothing too special about this one. It does have a magnetic base. It does have a pocket clip. It's USB-C rechargeable. It's got a decent sized battery. Just a push button here, but what I like the most about it is it's just a nice, floody, warm color temperature flashlight. It's nothing crazy. It's only 3,100 lumens, not crazy bright, but it's honestly the best for what you need. Nobody ever really needs a flashlight that's stupid bright. You never need a flashlight that's 10,000 lumens. And if you do, get it for that specific use. But this is just a nice general purpose light. I use it around the house. I use it in the garage. Nice warm color temperature. It's 90 plus CRI. It's got 4 emitters. It also has a moonlight mode, which is what it's in now. Very, very dim. Just a nice overall general purpose flashlight. If you're looking for something that you just want to keep around the house, this is probably something that I would suggest for you. So then I've got the Nitecore EDC35. This is a great spotty flashlight with a mechanical lockout switch. So I really like flashlights that if you're going to carry them every day or carry them in your pocket, I need them to have a lockout mode, especially if they're high lumen. I need to make sure that they are not going to fire off in my pocket or screw anything up. This is a 5,000 lumen flashlight and throws up to 550 meters. It also has a lumen shield mode. So this is something that's specific for Nitecore. If you can see here, when you fire off the first emitter, that's just the spotlight. So that's what's in the middle. That's just the half click mode. So if I half click, it's just firing off the first emitter. If I do a full click, it's going to fire off everything, which is the full lumen shield, which basically gives you a spot and a flood in one flashlight. Stupid bright flashlight, very good in a tactical situation. Maybe keep it on a backpack if you're going hiking, spotting anything. This is a good flashlight. It's a little pricey though. Now, if you want a spotter that's a little bit smaller, this is the MC132 SE by Manker Light. What's nice about this one is it's a very simple UI. It's just a push button here. It does not have a lockout mode that's mechanical. It's all built into the UI. It's a single emitter, but it is a very spotty flashlight, a pretty cool color temperature, but it's also very high lumens. So the way that I have it configured right now is in its stubby version, but you can also add an 18650 battery and a barrel extender, and this will make it a little bit taller and it can make it a little bit brighter. So right now it's capable of 4,000 lumens, but I believe it can go up to 4,500 if you do that extender, and it currently throws 600 meters. So it actually throws farther than my Nitecore from what they're claiming, but who knows? My Nitecore probably does throw a little bit farther. Some companies make claims that aren't actually true, but those are my thrower flashlights. Now, I wish I could actually say that this is my high lumen powerhouse, but it's really not as bright as you would think it is. It's a 7,000 lumen flashlight. This is the Olight Marauder Mini. It definitely is a bright flashlight. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's actually as bright as they claim. They say it's a 7,000 lumen flashlight. I just don't know if it's actually that bright. What's cool about it though, as you can see here, is you can switch modes from the flood to a spot with the flip of a switch. So you just flip it down and you're in flood, flip it up and you're in spot. It's got the dial here to change brightness levels. It also gives you a haptic feedback. So it kind of vibrates a little bit when you're at your max output and minimum output. But what's great about it is it fits well in the hand. It's basically a soda can flashlight is what they call it. It's got plenty of emitters. It also has an RGB mode, so it's got red, green, and blue emitters here on the side that you can put it in. It's good for spotting, good for trail walking. If you're riding ATVs and you just need a nice spotlight, you can keep this in your backpack or keep it in a compartment. It's just a great flashlight for outdoor use. It's got a lot of battery life. It also has a magnet on the back with magnetic charging. It's a really nice flashlight. It's going to last you a while. It's just not as bright as you would think it is at 7,000 lumens. Let's put it this way. I've got flashlights that are much brighter than this that claim they're less lumens than this one. Next, I have the Nitecore EDC27. This is actually one of the flashlights that really got me into flashlights in general. So this one has a pretty powerful UI. It tells you how much battery life you got left at that output. It tells you how many lumens you're running, how much voltage you're running. This has got a lot of settings and capabilities, but the thing I don't like about it is it's all in the UI. Everything's digital. There's nothing really mechanical. What I really need in this flashlight, this is something that I always needed, was a mechanical lockout switch, which they did fix in future models, but not from the EDC 27. They did it in other lineups. But I love Nitecore's EDC series. All of their flashlights are fantastic. This is a stupid bright light. This is actually probably one of my brightest lights in my inventory, and it's great for defense, but I also want it in a lockout mode, and that's not really possible unless you digitally lock it out, which I don't really like. Now to amp that up, this is exactly what I need. This is the Nitecore EDC 29. It's a little bit fatter, but it does have a mechanical lockout, so it's not going to fire off in your pocket. So that makes it really easy to flip between its locked out mode or full power. So now that we have it in its power mode, we can start turning it on and going through the modes. This does have a spottier light than the Nitecore EDC 27. The EDC 27 has a much floodier light, while this has a much spottier light. This also has that lumen shield. So like I said, it's going to run the center emitters first, and then if you want more flood, it's going to run the outside emitters. So this is full turbo at the center emitters, and then we have the ultra wide, basically lumen shield mode. It also shows you how much you have remaining in your turbo. Shows you all the information that you need whenever you power this thing up. Flip between all of the modes. If you want a nice self-defense flashlight that you can carry in your pocket every day, this is actually my greatest recommendation. The Nitecore EDC 29 is not too big. It's very pocketable, USB-C charging, and you can flip this thing into a lockout mode and not worry about it firing off in your pocket. Really great flashlight. I highly recommend this one. So another great multi-purpose light that I got, this is the Olight Prowess. Kind of similar to the Marauder, but the difference here is you either get the flood mode or you get a lantern mode. So believe it or not, you would think this is my go-to camping light, but it's not. This is actually my bedside light. I use this as a little night light that I actually have clipped to my nightstand, and you can put it in a nice bright mode to light up your room, or you can just put it back down and it's just a nice, warm, subtle bedside light. If you hear a bump in the night, you can put it full turbo. You can see pretty much everything in your house at no problem. So this is a definite bedside light for me. Magnetic charging. It's got the proprietary magnetic charging, but you can also charge it through USB with another adapter. This light gets used very often, but only in the bedroom. So it's definitely worth checking out. You might have a different purpose than I do though. Now here's the last two flashlights I got. This is my simple and clicky flashlights. This is the Sofern SP31 version 3. So here's what I like about these two, and specifically both of them. They're both different color temperatures. So I've got one that's a little bit brighter and one that's a little bit warmer. So you can choose which one you want. Personally, I like using the warmer color temperature. That's just what I usually go with. I'd rather have more accurate color rendering than having a stronger output. This is just a nice affordable flashlight by Sofern. It's got a good clicky tail switch, very simple UI, great in emergency situations. Press the clicky tail switch. You can get through all the different light modes. You can even double click. You press and hold, you can get through different blinky and flashy modes, SOS, all that fun stuff. But honestly, the best use about it is that you can just put it in the mode that you want, click it on, click it off. It is so simple. That's what I like about these flashlights. They're affordable, they're reasonable, good quality too. So what do you guys think? I showed you a lot of flashlights. Is there anything that you would recommend that I should definitely check out? Trust me, I've checked out a lot of different flashlights. These just work really well in my inventory. I don't use all of them every day, but I use them often. If you guys have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.